Welcome, everyone. I consider this the Academy Awards of Secondary Education in Jefferson County. I'm delighted to be part of this program, an event to meet and honor 13 graduating high school seniors from Jefferson County Public Schools. This is the 19th annual Vogt Achievement Scholarships. And I liken this program to the Kentucky Derby, where there are today 6,447 seniors in our public school system, and only 13 made it here to the starting gate. So this is like the Kentucky Derby, and you're all thoroughbreds. So congratulations. I always tell them every year that I would never have been invited to this luncheon, so I'm very impressed. And I want to acknowledge our Ballard High School quartet directed by Eva Rouse for the fine music in the lobby this morning. Thank you so much for being with us again this year. Also, I want to acknowledge Trees Louisville, our nonprofit organization, is supporting the growth of our tree canopy in Louisville. The executive director, Cindy Sullivan, where are you, Cindy? Oh, she did all the table arrangements, and they are small trees, small seedlings of oaks, maples, dogwoods, and others. And hopefully you'll take them home and plant them, hopefully today, or give them to someone who will be able to plant them. And also, behind me are 2 trees, and each of our awardees today is getting a large tree to take to their campus or to plant if you don't have a campus. So some of our urban schools, and this is planted in your honor wherever you choose. And hopefully you'll tell your principal to keep it watered this summer. Trees Louisville, by the way, has planted over 2,000 landscape-sized trees in Jefferson County campuses, some 42 campuses today, primarily in low canopy neighborhoods. In addition, thank you, Cindy. In addition, they're going to donate 5,000 seedlings to freshmen in school this spring. Okay, now to the celebration. The genesis, as most of you know who've been here before, of these scholarships who have attended. My dad established in 1999, shortly before he passed away, an endowment that is housed and managed by the Community Foundation of Louisville. It's a perpetual scholarship program to recognize and help very bright students who are well-balanced, and also leaders who give unselfishly in community service and leadership. These students are competing with their mind, their body, and their heart. You're about to meet the best role model in each high school and learn what they want to do with their education and their lives. Our honorees are seated with their principals or counselors, and so these young scholars hopefully will get to know you and maybe talk to you about a summer job. So we have an active agenda. I hope you'll begin eating. But I'm particularly grateful that so many businesses and civic leaders are here to support this effort, because I think education, especially public education, is the most important thing we can do with our time and certainly our resources. I'd like to recognize a few of them that are here to join the celebration. The first every year, I always introduce the mayor, and he is on his way, and he'll be part of the program probably after lunch. He always has a very busy schedule, and I'm glad he puts this on his calendar every year. The second, I'd like to introduce the leadership and the staff and the board of directors of the Community Foundation of Louisville. As I mentioned, it not only holds the endowment funds, but also has been a wonderful partner in coordinating the very difficult decision to choose today's Vogt Scholars. Susan Barry, your staff, and your board of directors, would you stand up and let us recognize and thank you? Where are you? It's a tough task. And next, I'd like to recognize together all the principals and counselors that are with us today and thank them for their dedicated efforts and leadership. Would you all please stand? The competition to keep these scholars in this region is very, very hot. And there are 7 institutions that, again, have very generously stepped up with wonderful additional scholarship grants for you if you scholars decide to attend these schools. In addition to the $10,000 Vogt Scholarship, Bellarmine University, Centre College, Hanover College, Spalding University, University of Kentucky, the University of Louisville, and Western Kentucky University are each granting additional scholarships if you decide, and I'm talking major additional scholarships, if you decide to attend their college. I'm happy to introduce our college representatives from these generous colleges and universities who are with us today. Representing Bellarmine and President Susan Donovan is Dr. Sean Ryan, Vice President of Enrollment Management and Dean of Continuing Professional Studies, and Tim Sturgeon, Dean of Undergraduate Admissions. Would you all stand, please? Thank you for your support. Representing Centre College and its president is John Roush. John, thank you for coming. Representing Hanover College is Vicki Hidalgo, the Dean, Director of Admissions over here. Thank you. Spalding University, representing Tori Murden-McClure, who just got ill, and I hope she's all right and couldn't come, and Chris Hart, Dean of Enrollment Management. Chris, where are you? Over here, way over here in the corner. Thank you. From the University of Kentucky, Logan Sparks, Assistant Director of Admissions. From the University of Louisville, Jenny Sawyer, the Executive Director of Admissions. Jenny's over here. And the Dean of the Speed School of Engineering, Gail Dupuy. Gail, where are you? Way in the back. Thank you for coming and for all your support. I also want to recognize the President of Jefferson Community and Technical College, Dr. Ty Handy, and its board chair, Jim Lancaster. Where are you all seated? I want you to meet them because they are such a major community asset, especially in advanced manufacturing and information technology. Thanks to all of you for being here and for your enormous generosity. Finally, I want to thank the fellow board members of Jefferson County Public Education Foundation, now called Future Up. Would you all please stand, maybe together when I announce your name? Jim Allen, who's the chair, Franklin Jelsma, Robert Arnold, Bobby Arnold, Janine Boussard, Vic Chadha, Al Cornish, Dr. Alex Gerasimides, Franklin Jelsma, I've already mentioned you. I don't know if Aldwin Helton is here, Lynn Huter, Elizabeth Mays, Joe Seiler, Ken Savaji, Mark Shirkness, Kevin Shern, Carl Thomas, Carol Timmons, Jeff Uligan, and Sam Corbett, our Executive Director of the Foundation. Thank you all for what you do for public education. It's a great team. And finally, I want to specifically thank the people who made this event possible at JCPS, Tammy Bennett, Maya Duncan, Terry Robinson, and Kristen Wingfield. They have done all the details, and all I had to do was come and turn on the lights. So thank you all. Please begin eating. Superintendent Marty Polio will begin the formal program in just a few minutes. I just want to talk about Marty just a second because I have such enormous respect for him and his leadership, and recognize that Marty has one of the toughest jobs in this community with some 100,000 plus customers and all the taxpayers of Jefferson County. And I'm very excited for your new position. And Marty has attended this luncheon many times as principal of J-Town High School and Doss High School. So congratulations, Marty.
Thank you very much. Very excited to have the opportunity to stand in front of you as the superintendent of Jefferson County Public Schools. Thank you very much. I believe I was trying at the table to sit and count, and I believe this is my 10th Vogt Educational Leadership Scholarship Award luncheon that I've been to. So Henry said I believe this is 19. So I've been to just a little bit over half of these events. And the numbers are staggering when you look at them, that over 300 JCPS students in the 19 years have been honored with this scholarship and this award, which mark nearly $3 million in scholarship money. So that's an incredible amount of money. And what an impact it's had. And I can't thank Mr. Heiser enough for his unwavering commitment and support to public education and specifically to Jefferson County Public Schools. It means so much. I want to thank the mayor for joining us today. You know, it has been quite a morning. This is the second event we've been at together. We just were a couple hours ago at the California Community Center in West Louisville, kicking off National Youth Violence Prevention Week. And there were so many partners from our community that were a part of that work, that were down there with us joining that work. It was inspirational to see kids and so many community partners joining with JCPS and working with our kids for better outcomes for our students. And then I get the opportunity to come out here and celebrate our great scholars here as they receive these awards, plus the opportunity to join so many business and community partners who are celebrating with our students and being a part of this. So I thank all of you so much for being a part of this. It means so much that our community is really wrapping their arms around our students and meeting the needs of our students. So I'm excited about that, the future of this community and our school district as we move forward. I also see that the trees have been added to since the last time I was here, which was exciting. So I can't wait. I want everybody to watch Dr. Noose from Ballard tried to load this tree in his car afterwards. So we're going to work on that. But Cindy, where's Cindy? I want to thank her for, Cindy from Trees Louisville. She came out to Dawes, so thank you very much. So how many trees are we giving away? 13 that are going at the school. So I just know Cindy a couple years ago came out to Dawes, and if you know Dawes, there's a lot of land out there without trees. And she said, we can put trees out there. And so I said, yeah, let's put some trees. I thought it would be 5 or 10. I think she put about 100 trees at Dawes. So 20 years from now when we go back, it will be a thick forest in front of the school. But it's exciting work, so thank you for your support. I want to recognize again all of our principals. So if you're a principal, stand up. Their work with our students are so important. Thank you, principals. As a principal, this was always a great event to come to because it's one of the few times you get to ride with these students, bring them to this lunch, and to hear their stories and the amazing work that they are doing in our schools. And I will tell you, these students are doing amazing things. And we are at a time right now where civic engagement amongst our youth is very high. And I think we are going to see major changes throughout our society as a result of the passion and work that youth are doing throughout America. And I think these kids will be great examples of them. I would encourage you all, students, that, as it was said, Mr. Heiser said, this is like a hall of fame of our students and the great work that they do, and not only just scholarship, but service and leadership in many other ways. So just great examples of the fantastic students that we have in Jefferson County Public Schools. And one thing I want to encourage you, recently I was reading an article, I believe it was in the New York Times, from the Paralympics in South Korea. And the article was about a young lady named Oksana Masters, who is actually a graduate of Jefferson County Public Schools in Atherton High School. And if you're ever in Van Hoos and you get on the elevator, there's a lot of posters around about great JCPS graduates that have done fantastic things throughout our community. And usually if you're on the elevator in Van Hoos, you're going to be on for about 10 minutes so you can read them because it takes a lot of time to get up the floors on the elevator. But one thing I've encouraged our communications department to do is to let's get this campaign out where people see the fantastic graduates that are making a difference in this community, throughout the nation and the world, students who have graduated from Jefferson County Public Schools. And we want to highlight those for our community so they see the great graduates we have. But students, what I would encourage you, and I believe this when I see the work that you've done, the leadership, the service, the scholarship, you have the opportunity to be that next generation, whether it's posters on the wall in Van Hoos or the commercials that we hope to put out soon that will highlight the great work that you do. Now, I would say we want it to be here in this community. Encourage you to make a difference in this community because that's what we need. But more than anything, we want our community to see the fantastic students and change makers that we have in Jefferson County Public Schools. So I can't wait to see the work you do as you go off to whatever school or university you go to in the next 4 years, and shortly after that, if not sooner, begin to change the world for the better so that we recognize you as the people that graduated from JCPS that are making a difference in this world. So excited to see that. Once again, Mr. Heiser, thank you so much for your commitment to our students. I bet we could make a commercial and posters on the wall of just our Vogt Scholarship winners and the difference they're making throughout the world. So one more round of applause for Mr. Heiser, please. And I know the mayor just sat down. I'm used to getting a 2 or 3 minute lunch, and I think you had 3 minutes and are probably ready to go. It's my honor to introduce our great mayor, Mayor Greg Fisher.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Polio. We're delighted to have you leading our community. And I want to also send my big congratulations to all the awardees out here. This is one of those things that goes on your resume that's going to open a door for you somewhere. I don't know what door, but it's going to be other doors. And then there's going to be another accomplishment on top of this. So you all are savvy enough, if you won this award, to know how to kind of leverage this into more and more opportunity. Opportunity for what? I would say the story of this lunch really is about kindness. It's about caring for other people. And the reason I say that is Mr. Heiser and young Mr. Heiser, that's young Mr. Heiser right there, the guy in the gray hair. Mr. Heiser, his dad, and Henry's mom, put this together years ago out of really just the act of compassion that they stood for the community with the Henry Vogt Machine Company. And Mr. Heiser was always about helping people. And he never really asked for anything. He just helped people. My brother and I were young, struggling business guys looking for a break. And we had a company that we made these big ice dispensing machines that nobody wanted to buy. But there was a company here in town called the Henry Vogt Tube Ice Machine Company. It was one of their 3 divisions of the Henry Vogt Machine Company. And the Tube Ice Company makes the world's largest ice machines, you know, like anywhere from a ton to 20 tons of ice a day. That's a lot of ice. And Mr. Heiser was a mentor to us and always asked how he could help. And he said, you know, what's your marketing program? It's like, well, we don't have a lot of money. Someday we want to go to the National Restaurant Association show in Chicago. It was a big show. And he says, well, why don't you come next year? I said, well, we can't afford to come. It's, you know, it costs $15,000 to do that. And he goes, well, why don't you put your machine in the corner of our booth? And Mr. Heiser was always dressed nattily and looked very proper. And I said, Mr. Heiser, that is not permissible by the show rules. He said, Greg, don't worry about those rules. You put your machine in our booth, okay? And so that ended up being a big break for us. We were introduced to Frigidaire and Whirlpool, and good things ended up happening after that. Here's a guy that had the ability to help people, and he just always helped. And so, Henry, you know how blessed you were by your mom and dad. So as we all get older, we lose some of those stories, okay? But one of the many things that the Heiser family has done has just helped folks. So for our high school seniors here today, and in reading much about your background, you have academic accomplishments, and you have community accomplishments, and you have dedicated to helping people as well. And my simple message today is that you can never go wrong helping people. And motto in my life has always been each and every day, try to learn something new and make sure you help somebody every day. And if you do that, it adds up over time. And one of the ways it's added up for you all here today as high school seniors is being honored here today. And this is that then kind of platform for you all to do more good. That's why we're here on the face of the earth, to make things better. And you can do it as a doctor like my wife. You can do it as an engineer. You can do it as a business person. You can do it as a social worker. But as long as you keep doing good and learning something new every day, you're going to be just fine. So congratulations to all of you all, to the families that helped develop the character of these young leaders, to the staff members, the principals at these high schools that work so hard every day. And they take the barbs that the public throws at them, and they just get up the next morning and they go back into these schools to help develop these young leaders every day. So congratulations to everybody here on another wonderful day in our city. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Mayor Fisher, and we will continue on with our program. Also wanted to take one second to thank our board members and specifically our board chair for being here today. So I'd like to recognize Ms. Diane Porter for being here today. My guess is you've been to a few of these, a few throughout your career too, so just like me. So thank you very much for being here. At this time, I would like to introduce Dr. Pam Royster, who will come up, and she's a specialist at Jefferson County Public Schools, and she will continue on with the program. Dr. Royster.
Thank you. The Vogt Educational and Leadership Scholarship was established to acknowledge the ultimate Jefferson County Public School seniors in the areas of academic achievement, civic engagement, and demonstrated leadership. To qualify, seniors must have at least a 3.25 GPA and a 25 ACT, but these scholars far exceed the minimum qualifications with an average 4.23 GPA and an ACT scores in the 97th percentile or higher. It is my privilege to introduce the class of 2018 Vogt Educational and Leadership Scholars with just a few highlights from their careers thus far. Franklin Alonji, Atherton High School. For Franklin, community service started at home with roots in his desire to make Louisville self-sustainable. Beginning at an early age, with encouragement from his mother, Franklin's interest in the outdoors bloomed into a passion for gardening. With a friend from school, Franklin started a free service for neighbors to design, supply, plant, and nurture backyard gardens, teaching folks about sustainability and the importance of eating local. Word spread, and next came a renovation project with the family Scholar House to rejuvenate their rooftop garden, helping residents prepare healthy and fresh meals. He has also worked with the Louisville Water Conservation District to create educational gardens, one of which is at Cane Run Elementary School. Franklin isn't just a green thumb. In addition to working many hours to develop and maintain his gardens, he has a leadership role in the National Honor Society coordinating volunteer opportunities. He's also an active member of the track team, and though his teachers and principal and volunteer coordinators all describe him as reliable and independent, Franklin admits he can be a bit of a practical joker. When they were sprouting beans as a biology class experiment, he decided one night to play a little joke and swapped out those tiny sprouts with the much larger broccoli plant. Hilarity ensued. Principal Giedig is accompanying Franklin today, and here's Franklin.
Hello. First off, I would like to express how thankful I am for the scholarship. Not only does it help financially, but it represents all of the support that the community has to offer. Next year, I will be attending Montana State in Bozeman, Montana, and I will be studying biological sciences with a focus in ecology. Thank you.
Brian Knapp, Ballard High School. For Brian, it all started with Legos, much to the chagrin of his parents who were constantly stepping on mislaid blocks. Time building with Legos, summers at robotics camp, and the monthly excitement that came with the addition of Popular Mechanics magazine drove his interest in engineering. But Brian isn't just about the study of science. He puts his his interest into action. He demonstrated leadership skills by founding and leading Ballard's Engineering Club. He invested countless hours finding activities, finding a sponsor, and drumming up interest among his peers. Through his experience, he also learned how to delegate as he developed this club, all while participating in cross-country, being the trumpet section leader in the school band, Beta Club, National Honor Society, and Mu Alpha Theta, which is a math honor society. Brian is also an Eagle Scout, and as you know, Eagle Scout projects are not small tasks. His project focused on developing the bat population in Chickasaw Park by building and installing bat boxes. In this project, details mattered. He had to research the type of wood that was required and the special design to maximize the bats' utilization of the boxes. He worked with the Olmsted Park Conservancy and organized over 180 volunteer hours in addition to his own work to complete this project. Brian also attended Wilder Elementary, Cameron Middle Schools, and is accompanied today by Principal Jason Noose. Welcome, Brian.
I'd like to thank everyone for being here today and to those who've provided me with this fantastic scholarship and opportunities. This fall, I'll be attending Vanderbilt University, where I'll major in mechanical engineering. Thank you.
Nora Alshamary, the J. Graham Brown School. Inquisitive, intrinsically motivated, efficient, bright, reliable, and humble are just some of the amazing descriptors from the people who recommended Nora. Her sense of humor and ease with working with others contribute to her success at Brown, whether it's volunteering as an assistant in the elementary after-school enrichment program, serving as class officer for the past 2 years, or helping those in her religious community by serving as a translator. Having grown up in a home where Arabic was and is the primary language of communication, Nora works to maintain her fluency in Arabic. These communication and leadership skills also helped Nora lead a team of peers to raise over $7,000 to support JCPS's Idea Festival. She noted this may not seem like a lot of money, but it was the result of hundreds of phone calls, emails, and personal visits. Nora notes that the most impactful experiences was participating in the Governor's Scholars Program, from which she's still discovering insights from her time at NKU. She realized how much she's matured, gained confidence, and become self-directed while she was at GSP as well as the Governor's School for Entrepreneurs. Nora also attended Foster Traditional Elementary, Olmsted South, and is accompanied today by Principal Angela Parsons. Nora?
Hello, I would like to thank all the adults who have gotten me to this point in my academic career, as well as everybody who's allowed me to be on this stage today. I aspire to get my major in biology at either the University of Louisville or Duke as of right now, and my goals are to be a medical relief surgeon in the Middle East. Thank you.
Randy House, Butler High School. In her application, Randy noted that she is most proud of her acts of service and leadership at her church, Southeast Christian Southwest. She has been serving in the children's ministry since November 2016. In this position, Randy works with the 3- and 4-year-old Sunday school class, supporting the learning and activities towards spiritual development. In addition, Randy was selected as one of 5 young people to serve in the leadership group for the high school ministry. In this leadership group, the teams meet weekly to organize service projects, provide feedback to the ministry's direction, and to talk about student needs, as well as a leadership book study. One project was leading the student takeover of the Sunday service. Though this may sound like an activist movement, it was really an opportunity for the high school students to take on volunteer roles like being usher and playing in the band. Randy was one of the organizers, or volunteer organizers, which required her to reach out to her peers, get sign-ups, and make sure everybody was doing as needed on Sunday. Through this experience, Randy has learned how hard it is to organize people, but how important communication skills are. Before Butler, Randy attended Schaffner Traditional Elementary and Johnson Traditional Middle Schools and is accompanied today by William Allen. Randy?
I am honored to be here today and to have this opportunity. I will be attending the University of Louisville's JB Speed School to study bioengineering.
Madison Sneeve, DuPont Manual High School. Research is in Madison's blood. From an early age of maybe 8 or 9, Madison used to collect pond samples just to watch the microbes under her simple light microscope. Fast forward to today, and you will find Madison spending time in the neuroscience labs of U of L, where she works with a research mentor designing, executing, and many times redesigning experiments on neurons responsible for the texture sensation on your tongue. But Madison doesn't spend all of her time in the lab. She is fluent in both Greek and Latin. She plays the piano and participates and leads in many activities at school. As captain of the Science Olympiad, she led her team to the state championship. The list of state and national science competitions and fairs is just way too long to even mention today. But Madison is most proud of her work to inspire others to gravitate towards the STEM fields. She created something called a STEMinar series in collaboration with the Kentucky Science Center. This monthly discussion allowed students to connect with researchers and sparked mentorships and learning opportunities. Her work also focuses on getting more schools and students involved in science fairs. Her passion for science and research fuels much of her work in and outside of the lab. Principal Jerry Mays accompanied Madison today. Welcome, Madison.
Good afternoon, and thank you all for being here. In the fall, I will attend the Massachusetts Institute of Technology in Boston, where I hope to complete a dual major in biology and chemistry. And I would like to thank my community for nurturing me along my educational journey and allowing me to reach the point where I'm able to stand up here at this podium in front of you all. So thank you.
Jovita Devasia, Eastern High School. Like many of the scholars today, Jovita is actively engaged in many activities like Fellowship for Christian Athletes, NHS, and the Leaf Environmental Club, just to name a few. She plays the violin in the orchestra, and she was named Concert Mistress this year. But what really highlights Jovita's compassion is her work with her church and Eastern's Interact Club. As a member of the Syro-Malabar Church, she continues family traditions from India and gives back to her community. Through participation on mission trips and other service projects, Jovita has helped improve access to clean water by distributing water filters and raised money to help provide rice bowls to children in their sister community in India. With fellow Interact Club members, she has tutored at Height Elementary for the past 4 years. She shared a story about one student who just really didn't want to participate, but she stuck with him, built a relationship, and slowly was able to help him improve his reading. She brings this never-give-up attitude to the tennis team as well. In one tournament, she lost in a pretty quick match to the number 2 player in the state. At first, she was devastated, but her coach reminded her of the accomplishment of getting that far in the tournament. She learned that, quote, "a victory doesn't slow you down, it prepares you for your next victory." Jovita also attended Norton Elementary and Crosby Middle Schools, and Lana Kalin, principal, accompanied her today. Here's Jovita.
Good afternoon. To all of those who have helped with this selection process and financial support, I would just like to say thank you for your time and commitment to fellow students like myself. I'm extremely grateful for this scholarship, and with this, I will use your efforts at the University of Kentucky this fall, where I will be majoring in biology with a pre-dental focus. Thank you.
David Doe, Fairdale High School. David is the epitome of growth mindset. He comes from a family predominantly of non-English speakers and struggled to learn English when he started elementary school. But at that young age, David knew if he applied himself and asked for help, he would be able to improve his reading skills. He described how his dad would take him to the library every week one summer to check out books. David applies this growth mindset to everything he tries. When he struggled preparing for the Cambridge exams, he decided to form a study group with his friends and became the go-to guy for help, especially in his best subject, mathematics. David's growth mindsetness is infectious. He volunteers regularly at the Americana World Community Center to help younger students with their schoolwork. In his application, he lovingly described a specific time when he struggled along with his tutie to solve a math problem. With ardent tenacity, they wrestled with this problem for hours until finally they discovered an error in calculation and the solution was right there. Both rejoiced, and on a return visit, the younger student proudly showed him her next math score, which was, of course, an A. David previously attended Auburndale Elementary, Lassiter Middle Schools, and Brandy Corbin escorts him today. David?
I just want to say that it's an absolute honor to be here, standing here and receiving an award that would most definitely help me throughout college. And for that reason, I want to thank each and every single one of you for making this opportunity acceptable. I plan on attending the University of Louisville this upcoming fall, majoring in biology on the pre-med track.
Patrick Ryan, Fern Creek High School. Patrick has drawn many life lessons from his service, athletic, and scholastic experience. In his junior year, he was elected captain of his varsity baseball team, an honor he attributes to his focus on his personal leadership vision. He learned by watching others what leadership is, and maybe more importantly, what leadership is not. According to Patrick, leaders support their team in good times and more enthusiastically in bad times. Leadership isn't about yelling the loudest, but by unifying and rallying the team via actions. It's about endurance and perseverance, qualities Patrick demonstrates in abundance according to his principal. Patrick attributes his critical thinking skill development to unique learning experiences available at Fern Creek. Through these classes that utilize the Socratic seminar-style discussions, Patrick learned the importance of listening to multiple perspectives before coming to a conclusion. This lesson hit home while he served Thanksgiving dinner to a group of people who he never would have guessed had food insecurities. In talking with some of the folks that attended, he realized how thin the line can be from having plenty and not having enough food. He walked away from the experience with the belief that, quote, everyone has dreams and aspirations no matter their current situation. Patrick attended Bates Elementary and Newburgh Middle Schools and is accompanied by Nathan Meyer, principal. Patrick?
I would like to thank everyone who's here today. And next year, I plan on attending the University of Louisville to study industrial engineering and then go on to earn my MBA and eventually open my own business. Thank you.
Rachel Roberts, Jefferson County High School. Rachel has learned to embrace life's learning opportunities and dive in head first to get the most out of interactions she has with others. But Rachel hasn't always had this outlook on life. She admits that before participating in the Governor's Scholars Program, she was completely satisfied by being a smart student, having a few friends, and a good reputation. In other words, laying low. At GSP, everything changed. Through her team's service with the Gateway Helping Hands 2-in-1 thrift store and food bank in Moorhead, she learned the power of little acts of kindness. She recalls the sheer joy on a client's face when they were able to locate a pair of shoes in the client's size, leaving Rachel grateful for the blessings in her life. At GSP, Rachel took a giant step outside of her comfort zone and developed her interpersonal skills and her confidence level. Her metamorphosis did not go unnoticed upon her return to school. Her chemistry teacher also recognized this newfound ease with peers, which helped Rachel's continued success in quick recall, the math league, and the academic team. Her e-commerce teacher nominated her to be a school ambassador, helping with things like open house and school tours. In this program, she participated in public speaking and leadership development. Matt Anderson, acting principal, accompanied Rachel today. Rachel?
Thank you all for being here today and supporting this program. I am grateful and honored to be one of the lucky 13 recipients of this award. I'm currently considering Bellarmine, EKU, and U of L to pursue further studies, and I will be pursuing a degree in mathematics to afterwards pursue a career in statistics and data analysis. Thank you.
Kaylee Coleman, Louisville Male High School. Kaylee is all heart, not in a saccharine or cheesy way, but rather in a way where service to others is evident in almost everything she does. She's very active in her church youth group, having participated on mission trips to Raleigh, New York City, Philadelphia, and Salt Lake City. Her pastor described her as having, quote, a genuine desire to love and serve people well. She's also served others by helping kids with various disabilities to learn to dance through her work with the Miracle Dancer Scholarship Foundation based on her dance studio. She's enjoyed watching her cohort learn, grow, and truly enjoy dancing. Kaylee is also very passionate about music and writing, and along with dance are her creative outlets. As flute section leader, Kaylee has honed her leadership and delegation skills. As a band member, she has made all-county band 3 times and traveled to New York City to play a concert in Carnegie Hall with 9 other bands selected from across the United States. Kaylee hopes to translate her writing skills developed at last summer's GSP to become either a journalist or a high school English teacher. Fingers crossed for JCPS that she picks the latter. Before attending Mayo, Kaylee attended Schaffner Elementary and Barrett Traditional. Jim Jury accompanies her today. Kaylee?
First, I would like to express my immense gratitude at being offered this opportunity and what an honor it is to be recognized with so many other amazing scholars. This fall, I will be attending either Bellarmine, Western Kentucky, or Murray State University, where I will pursue a degree in either education or communications. Thank you.
Madison Sheely, Marion C. Moore High School. Madison is an intelligent model student with many academic and leadership experiences ranging from National Honor Society and the Health Occupation Students of America, or HOSA, being class officer, and being part of the soccer team. She's a cultural dialoguer and has helped with powder puff football and organized pep rallies as the leader in the pep club called the Stampede at Moore. But for Madison, it all started in the fall of her junior year when a teacher asked her to coach the unified basketball team and cheerleading squad as a part of the Special Olympics. It was this project that gave Madison the opportunity to not only impact students' lives, but influence the entire school's culture. After 8 weeks of coaching, she developed a kinship with her fellow students, which translated into support beyond the court. Under her leadership, she helped get one of her players elected to homecoming court, bringing everyone to their feet, cheering at the halftime presentation. As her Special Olympics sponsor noted, quote, she makes the school a better place. The special needs students have a larger part of our community due to her support and initiative. That's why we are hoping she returns to JCPS when she gets her teaching credentials. She attended Fern Creek Elementary and Ramsey Middle Schools before enrolling at Moore, and Robert Folk, her principal, accompanies her today. Welcome.
Thanks to this award, I'll be furthering my education at the University of Kentucky next year. I plan to major in human health sciences and pursue a career as a pediatric occupational therapist, a field I believe perfectly combines my love of healthcare and my love of special needs children. I'd like to thank all of you for being here today and supporting us in our endeavors.
Ryan Finley, Southern High School. If you get to talk with Ryan for even a couple of minutes, it will not surprise you that he serves as Southern's senior class president. Easygoing, articulate, and confident without a remote whiff of arrogance, Ryan stands out among his peers. This explains why he's also the National Honor Society president, president of the Junior Red Cross Club, and the Chick-fil-A Leadership Academy, captain of the cross-country and tennis team, and a student ambassador for the school's machine, tool, and die program. And if that's not enough to exhaust you, Ryan is also very active at his church where he plays the lead bass in the ministry band, among other activities. Ryan notes his most powerful service has come as a camp counselor one summer at White Mills Christian Camp, where he led a group of about 20 middle school kiddos. Though we know this was no easy chore, because he had to stay up a lot of late nights making sure nobody snuck out of their bunks, he did this with a servant's heart and reaped a lifelong rewards. While working with these students closely, he was able to lead 2 students to be baptized. And one of the young men who had autism struggled to communicate, but he could sense Ryan's earnest support. These powerful moments mean more to Ryan than any of his school accomplishments. Ryan attended Rangeland Elementary, No Middle School, and Tyler Sheeran, his principal, accompanies him today. Ryan?
Thank you all. I'm just glad that I got here safe because there were about 5 students at my school that were really trying to get this scholarship. So I am just going to U of L for speed school for mechanical or industrial engineering. And after that, I don't know what I'll do for life, but I'm just very grateful for all of you here for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Oliver Kratholm, Wagner High School. Growing up in the shadow of an older sibling is never an easy task. But when a younger neighborhood boy with some special needs started hanging around, things began to change, slowly. Oliver wasn't exactly thrilled at first to become this kid's role model, but with some patience and encouragement from his mother, the relationship blossomed into a true mentorship. Oliver was able to help the young boy develop his reading and social skills and helped him make great strides in school. This relationship is just one example of the servant mindfulness developed in Oliver's family. He served his school community by being a peer tutor his junior year and continues helping in an after-school support program for English language learners. Principal Sarah Hitchings accompanied Oliver today. Here's Oliver.
I'd like to say thank you for this amazing opportunity to be here in front of so many inspirational people, and I am very grateful to receive this amazing achievement. This fall, I'll be attending the University of Louisville, where I'll be studying mathematics. Thank you.
I feel so inadequate. Let's give all of our awardees one more hand. Thank you all. I really appreciate everybody coming out and showing support. We are adjourned, but if you'd like to stay a little longer and meet all these amazing kids, please do. Thank you. And thanks to the mayor and Marty and Pam making this program so interesting. Have a good afternoon. Thank you.